It's such a wonderful honor and blessing to be here today. First of all, for all of our students and all of our youth, this is really for you. It's very unlikely that people who have been working for 25, 30, 35 years, who are nearing retirement, are actually going to create drastic changes in how they work. Ultimately, this conference, the reason that all of the organizations have come together is for you and for the future of this nation and for the future of this world, because you are the future of this nation and the future of this world. When we've heard how many hours you spend in the workplace, this is, some people have said more than half. Just now, Shri Goel ji gave a talk in which he said 66% of our life is spent in the workplace. Iska matlab कि केवल काम का नहीं है, कि जीवन है. So we're not just talking about how do we work. We're talking about how do we live. Because if you need to spend half of your life, 2/3 of your life, even 1/3 of your life in a situation that is not you, that is not in alignment with your values, your ethics, your priorities, your sense of self, then you will never be happy. कोई ऐसा 10% of life में खुश तो हो नहीं सकता. If only 5%, 10%, 15% of my life is a time that feels like, yeah, this is my time, then I will never be happy. So the question becomes to me not how do we work less, not about go from 66% to 50 or 50 to 40, काम तो करना पड़ेगा. But how do we work differently? That becomes the key. How is it that in my work, I can be doing it differently? Let me ask you a question, all of my young sisters and brothers here. We heard in the beginning, आपको इतनी बढ़िया जगह में काम मिल रहे हैं, चाहे Amazon हो, चाहे Wipro हो, चाहे Infosys हो, चाहे Microsoft ho. But why do you want to work there? In one word, we don't have time. In the next session, we'll have more time for questions and answers. But just shout it out. वहाँ पे काम क्यों करना चाहिए आप लोगों को? Amazon में, Wipro, Infosys, Microsoft, wherever you're getting these great jobs, why do you want them? Just shout it out in one word, 2 words. Why do you want these jobs?
Creativity.
Creating?
Creativity is there.
Creativity, great. Why else? Satisfaction, great. Why else? Happy life. Lots of money. And lots of money से क्या होगा? Happiness. वहीं से happiness होगा. Okay, does anyone want to get one of those jobs just so that you can make that company CEO happy? Does anybody want to get one of those jobs just to be miserable? Of course not. Happiness chahiye. And this is the core, because usually what happens to us is हम इतना ऐसा चक्कर करते रहे happiness के लिए. I want the job, why? So I can make a lot of money. So I can be satisfied. Satisfaction किस चीज से होता? Money, fulfillment, आगे बढ़ना. From that, I will be happy. Now, I'm going to come back to creativity in just a moment. But it's very important to realize these are wonderful companies. काम करना चाहिए वहाँ पे, अगर जगह मिलेगा. It's a great opportunity. But do not think that from making money, you will be happy. This is, if you remember nothing else, this is the core, most important teaching. Happiness paisa se nahi aata hai. And I tell you this as someone who comes from America. मैं अमेरिका से आई हूँ. मैं तो यहाँ पे 23 वर्ष रहने के अवसर मिला गंगा के किनारे. But I come from America. I come from that world. And what I have seen is people who have achieved everything, accomplished everything, acquired everything, और फिर नींद लाने के लिए गोली खानी पड़ती. सचमुच. डिप्रेशन को दूर करने के लिए गोली खानी पड़ती. एंजाइटी को दूर करने के लिए गोली खानी पड़ती. तो ये बताओ कि यदि इतना पैसा कमाने के बाद नींद नहीं आती, इतना डिप्रेशन, इतनी एंजाइटी है कि मुझे गोली खानी पड़ती, तो फायदा क्या हुआ? हैप्पीनेस कहाँ चलेगी फिर? Your happiness is a product of within you. This is the core teaching of spirituality. In our scriptures, in our teachings, we are taught Man eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. What it means is the mind is the key. The mind is the one who makes you stuck in anger, stuck in depression, stuck in frustration, stuck in jealousy, stuck in competition. Or the mind is the one who makes you free. Free in happiness, in joy. That is up to you. It is not from a job. It is not from money. I did a scientific study. Yahan sare scientists, academics बैठते हैं. I did a scientific study, a personal scientific study, क्योंकि मैं खुद science की background से आया हूँ. तो after I had been in India, maybe 1 or 2 years, मैंने study किया. और study में, I asked about 10 people I know, all of whom were at the very top of their careers. क्या आप खुश हैं? Simple question. I didn't tell them I was doing a study. I wrapped it up in just a normal chatting conversation कि चलो मैं भारत से आई थोड़ी दिन के लिए अमेरिका, चलो मुझे लगा बात करें. I wrapped it up like that. चलो चाय पी लो. Let's meet for tea, let's meet for a meal. या phone से. But the purpose of my study was this one question. Are you happy? क्या आप खुश हैं? And this was the CEO of a Fortune 500 billion dollar company. This was a Hollywood actress. This was a singer who had songs in the top 10 on the radio. This was a tenured professor at Stanford. These were people at the top of their career. Right? Answers, kya mila mujhe? Every answer fell in one of 2 categories. Only 2 categories I got. People ranging in age from 20 to 70 years old. Only 2 answers. Yeah, I will be happy when. I will be happy when I get a raise, my kids grow up and move out of the house, I lose some weight. Yeah? Second category, I would be happy if my husband only worked less, there weren't such bad traffic, my kids would clean up their rooms, I could squeeze back into my skirt from last winter. जो भी था, चाहे अपनी पैसा, चाहे अपनी family, चाहे अपनी रिश्ता, चाहे अपनी weight, physical appearance. Whatever it was, only 2 answers. I will be happy when, I would be happy if. Iska matlab, my sisters and brothers, as long as there is one thing between you and happiness, you will never have it. Usi one cheez se kabhi nahi hoga. Iska matlab, this is where spirituality is so important. Our culture, Bharati Sanskriti, our heritage, our roots, this is actually the core of real happiness. Apple computers, Apple की company में, आप Google में जाओ, Apple में जाओ, Hewlett Packard में जाओ, McKinsey में जाओ, अमेरिका की बड़ी companies. What will you find in the workplace? Meditation room. Such meditation room. At Apple, they pay their employees on the clock 30 minutes a day for meditation. अब आप सोचो, Apple की company is paying their employees on the clock to come to the office and meditate. Why? Because they know that zabardasti se creativity nahi aata hai. मैंने कहा है ना कि I'm going to come back to creativity. What our world needs today is not more machines from people. With artificial intelligence today, with technology today, slowly, all of the jobs that people do are being anyway taken over by computers. In just a few years, artificial intelligence is blossoming so much कि आदमी की ज़रूरत बहुत कम हो जाएगा. We are going to need human brains much less and less and less. This is where it is important to ask ourselves, what is it that makes us different from a machine? If artificial intelligence makes less mistakes than the human mind, if artificial intelligence does not need a nap, doesn't need to meditate, doesn't need to sleep, doesn't need to eat, so as an employer, wouldn't you rather hire a machine than a person? What is it that as people we have? Humans are not resources. When we talk about HR, human resource, humans are not resources. We are humans. We are soul, we are spirit, we are consciousness, we are love, we are divinity, we are not financial resources. But as long as our ultimate goal is, how can I become the best resource? We will lose. We lose in our minds, we lose in our hearts, and our companies lose. What is important is to remember, as humans, and this is what our world needs today, is not more humans acting as machines. Machines will act as machines. We need humans who are creative, but how do we get creativity? How do we innovate? How do we have intuition? Only when we are connected. You cannot teach creativity or innovation or intuition. It comes only when we are deeply connected. And what our world needs today are humans, a humanity that is connected, that can be creative, that can innovate, not just about more money, but that can innovate to solve poverty, to solve what is happening with the water in our world, to solve the climate change. That's what we need. It's wonderful to work for Amazon. But as long as our Amazon rainforest is being deforested at the rate of an acre a minute, कोई पीने के पानी होगा नहीं. कहाँ पैसा मिलेगा? कहाँ नौकरी होगी? When there's no water to drink, when there's no air to breathe, doesn't matter which company you work in. So we need your creativity, we need your innovation, we need your intuition, we need your connection to actually bring about a transformation in the world. Last. And as I said, in the next session or Samay Hoga, to take your questions and answers. But last for now, apni culture, apni Bharatiya Sanskriti. And I'm saying it here because we are here in this institute of training. But what are we training? Skill development is wonderful, but we need self-development. Our culture is a culture of self-development. And as we are going further and further from this, मैंने खुद देखा, मेरे सामने 25 साल के अंदर, जब मैं पहले आई ऋषिकेश में, जिस से मैंने देखा, जिस से मिला, everybody I would ask, the poorest of the poor people, आप कैसे हैं? They'd say, बस भगवान की कृपा, बस माँ गंगा की कृपा. These are people who had nothing. They had never heard of Amazon. They had never heard of Microsoft. They didn't have shoes. But sab भगवान की कृपा. अब जिस से मिले, wherever you go, whoever you meet, आप कैसे हैं? बस दीदी आप किसी तरह से मेरी बस अमेरिका में नौकरी लगवाओ. क्या हुआ? ये तो 20-25 साल के अंदर हुआ मेरे सामने. What is happening here? What is happening to our connection to our culture? And what I want to leave you with is work for these companies, wonderful, innovate, start up. But don't just start up. Ask yourself, where are we going? Starting up is great. But where are we going? What's our direction? Mahatma Gandhi said so beautifully, what is the point of that speed that has no direction? You are the direction of this nation. When our Honorable Prime Minister talks about Make in India, this is Make India with your connection, your creativity, your innovation that stems out of your culture. Don't try to become a machine. Get yourself connected to your roots, to your culture, to your heritage, to your spirituality, and use that connection to be creative. We say Vasudev Kutumbakam. The world is a family. Use your creativity to serve that family. Last, Apana, ONGC, THDC, our institute here, Graphic Era. These are institutions that are working, not just with CSR, but as Pujya Swamiji always says, with HSR. And we'll talk in the next session about what is that HSR? How can each of us fulfill it? But just before I conclude, a very deep, heartfelt gratitude to all of you and to your organizations that are really paving the pathway for humans to come together as one collective humanity across borders and boundaries of race and religion, of culture and caste and creed, as one humanity for one planet and one nation. Thank you so much.